Today, we will share about how to overcome your own path in life, like a lone wolf. Motivational story. Let's start. In a quiet, picturesque town nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, there lived a man named Daniel. To those who knew him, he was the epitome of a lone wolf. He had always been different, and from a young age, he had heard a call, a beckoning to explore the wilderness within himself and the world around him. Growing up, Daniel was the boy who preferred the company of trees and birds to other children. His soul seemed to resonate with the rustling leaves and the songs of the wind. He was an introvert, spending hours in solitary exploration of the woods that surrounded his home. But it wasn't just solitude, it was a quest to understand the wild, untamed part of himself. He had always felt that there was something more to life, something beyond the confines of society's expectations. As he grew older, Daniel's sense of being a lone wolf became more pronounced. He would often sit by the window, gazing at the moon and the stars, yearning for a life of purpose and meaning. He didn't fit into the conventional mold that society tried to impose on him. It was as if a primal force was calling him to venture into the unknown, to embrace his true self. One day, after years of contemplation, Daniel made a life-altering decision. He decided to leave behind his job, the security of his home, and the familiarity of his town. He embarked on a journey of self-discovery that took him into the heart of the wilderness, far from the comforts of civilization. It was a daunting step, a plunge into the unknown, but he was driven by a deep, primal need to uncover the truths hidden within his soul. As he ventured deeper into the wilderness, his connection to the natural world grew stronger. He marveled at the intricate web of life that surrounded him. He learned to track animals, identify edible plants, and live off the land. He built a small cabin, a sanctuary that protected him from the elements and allowed him to dwell in harmony with the untamed world. The seasons came and went, and Daniel's life took on a rhythm of its own. He listened to the whispers of the forest, conversed with the stars, and felt the pulse of the earth beneath his feet. He no longer felt alone, he was connected to something greater than himself. His understanding of the lone wolf within him began to evolve. But the path of a lone wolf was not without its challenges. The isolation and physical hardships were relentless, testing his resolve. Yet, each challenge brought with it an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. In the solitude of the wild, Daniel delved deep into his own psyche, confronting his fears, insecurities, and doubts. He learned to accept and love his wild and natural self. As the years passed, Daniel's reputation as the lone wolf of the wilderness grew. Locals spoke of the man who had chosen to live beyond the boundaries of society, and many considered him a recluse, a madman. They couldn't understand why he had abandoned the comforts of modern life. However, there were those who sensed the profound wisdom in Daniel's choice. They saw him as a living example of someone who had listened to the call of their own heart, who had chosen the path less traveled. They admired his courage and respected his deep connection to the natural world. One winter evening, as Daniel sat by the fire, gazing into the flickering flames, a young woman named Maya arrived at his cabin. She had heard of the lone wolf in the wilderness and had journeyed far to find him. Maya, too, had felt the call within herself, a yearning for something more significant, something true and authentic. Daniel welcomed Maya with a warm smile, recognizing in her the same longing he had felt years ago. They shared stories by the fire, and as the night grew darker, they realized that their paths were intertwined. Maya, like Daniel, wanted to discover her wild and natural self, and she was willing to embrace the solitude of the wilderness to do so. Over the years that followed, Daniel and Maya became companions in their quest for self-discovery. Together, they explored the depths of the wilderness, learning from the land and each other. They found strength in their shared solitude, and their bond deepened with each passing day. As they journeyed through the seasons, they discovered the profound beauty of a life lived in tune with the rhythms of the natural world. They observed the cycles of life and death, birth and rebirth, and learned to embrace the impermanence of all things. They realized that the lone wolf within each of them was not a solitary creature but a part of a larger whole, deeply interconnected with the web of life. People from the nearby town continued to visit Daniel and Maya, intrigued by their way of life. Some were drawn to the wilderness, while others couldn't fathom leaving the comforts of modern society. Yet, the lone wolf within each of them resonated with the story of Daniel and Maya, reminding them that there was a part of themselves yearning to be free and authentic. As the years passed, Daniel and Maya's journey took on a new dimension. They began to share their wisdom and experiences with those who sought them out. They became mentors, guiding others on their own quests for self-discovery and authenticity. The lone wolf within them had found its purpose, not only in their own lives but in helping others listen to the call of their own hearts. In the end, Daniel and Maya understood that being a lone wolf was not about isolation or rejection of society, it was about embracing the true, wild, and authentic self within. Their story became an inspiration to many, a reminder that we all have a part of ourselves that longs to be free, to be real, and to live a life that feels important. The lone wolves of the wilderness had found their pack, not bound by blood but by the shared understanding of the call within. In their unity with the natural world and each other, they had discovered the true meaning of being a lone wolf, a journey of self-discovery, authenticity, and a profound connection to the world around them.